What an event for us, Shiva, to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. You know, I've been to many of the nasscom shows. And, usually by the day two, end of, end of the day, this hall would be about a quarter of this, right? I mean, today, we not only have the seats filled up, we have the aisles filled up, we have the back rooms filled up. And when I went to we were both chatting for a little bit in the backstage at the speakers lounge. That was full of people, right? So this is unbelievable. So thank you all for showing up. And thank you for making them show up, Without you, if I were here by myself, I'm telling you, just the front row, all my people who work for nasscom will stay. The rest of them are gone. They got catching flights and stuff like that, right? So thank you. Really, I mean, it's an honor. It's a privilege for me to be having this wonderful conversation with you, Shiva. I mean, we have heard a lot about you. I must admit that I don't watch too many Tamil movies, but I have watched your films, so I must tell you that. And I made sure that I sort of revised a little bit on my funda on the Tamil movies, especially. My sister is a big fan of for you, so she's given me a lot of input on you as well. But let me begin by, looking at your journey. It's fabulous, right? And there are a lot of stars born in many ways, but the way, if you followed Shiva's life, and the way, you were one of us at some point in time. You're an engineer, right, in many ways. And most people in this room are engineers. And, from he's very ashamed of the fact that you're all engineers, okay, by the way. I'll come to you in a minute. I'm not letting you speak at all, by the way. But from an engineer, and then you went on to become, I believe, a stand-up comedian. I'm even scared. I'm trying my own little bit of this poor jokes here on the stage. I believe that, I got to be very careful. So you've been a stand-up comedian. You've been a video jockey after that. And then you went into television. You did a fabulous job in television. Most people remember a couple of shows that you've done over the period of time. Just fantastic job that you did in television. And from then on, you took on to this big screen. And there was no stopping you. So, when you look at your journey over these, last several years, all of us are inspired by what you did. Now, tell us a little bit more about how you went through that journey and what was going on in your mind when you went through the journey. Siva.
First of all, very happy to be here, sir, and thank you so much. Ellarukku vanakkam and good evening.
Vanakkam.
I think getting onto a stage like this itself a bit nervous thing for me, and straight away you have put on a pressure. Sir, that
honestly Shiva, நாங்களும் ட்ரை பண்ணோம் அந்த மாதிரி பிளேன் மாதிரி எல்லாம் ஒரு போட்டு அந்த மாதிரி ஸ்டேஜ் போடலாமா அப்படின்னு. அப்புறம் சொன்னாங்க அதெல்லாம் முடியாது, சாதாரண ஸ்டேஜ் தான் தருமா அப்படின்னாங்க.
எனக்கு நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் உங்களோட இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷன்ல இருந்தே எனக்கு ஃபுல் பிரஷர் தான் சார் இருக்கு. First thing you said is like the hall is completely full because of me.
Yes.
So everybody thinks like I'm going to give a wonderful speech, something they can take away home. I don't know if they give you some gift hampers that only you can take home. I don't know what I can give you back. And second thing is like, sir, I heard first time you are hosting an event like this, and you yourself said like, I will host this event, SivaKarthikeyan's event. That itself a great honor for me.
Thank you.
And that point is like feeling like I have done something, at least to attract you.
Oh,
so you have known me, and glad you watched my films. And when I sit in a place like this, I was not ashamed of saying like I'm an engineer. I tried to become an engineer, but I passed all the subjects, but I didn't gain any knowledge. That's why I said like I can't be called as an engineer. I went to college, but I'm not an engineer, sir. And you said I'm an engineer, stand-up comedian, television host, and it took so many years for me to do that. But you have done that you have all the profile now also, I think. You are doing that stand-up comedy and you are hosting a show also. So for me, it will take some time for me to warm up, because it goes back to my college interview times. It is like that now for me. And I think I have to mail the HR who was in Cognizant that time. That time I don't know whether ma'am was there. I mailed you like, go through my profile, call me for an interview. But obviously with my marks, they have not called me for an interview. But now I am sitting with a big man, Cognizant's big man. And if I have to mail now. So now I'm with Rajesh sir sitting here and talking. I know what the reply will come. he is also not going to give me the job offer letter. I know that. But these kind of stage, I wanted to come to this stage. They invited me. Previous time also I got the invite, sir, but I didn't had any courage to come onto this stage and talk about my personal life or my engineering college or like, because the first problem was I have to talk completely in English because people from various parts of our country is here.
Correct.
And I don't know how many of you know me. And I wanted to take this opportunity to get introduced myself to you, those who don't know about me. And at the end of this session, I feel like you will know something about me. And then you will go back, watch my films. And that also I'll give suggestions. Watch that films alone. Then everything will go in vain. So everything like the stage itself, there are so many flashes coming onto my mind, sir. As an engineering student, then to a stand-up comedian, then a mimicry artist, then to cinema, doing small roles, then becoming a hero and doing film like. And I don't know, this was not, nothing was planned.
Correct.
Even engineering itself was not planned. That became a tradition in our family. Finish your 12th standard, either you become a doctor or engineer.
Correct.
So to become a doctor, I had to score above 95%. That I couldn't. Or you should have money. So that also we didn't have. So easiest option was engineering because 1.5 lakh engineering seats were there.
Correct.
So with my mark, I got into engineering. But engineering itself taught me so many things, sir. First thing was like I got an opportunity to get onto a stage and exhibit myself what I had as a talent. Thanks to my engineering college, they allowed me to perform. I don't know what to do on stage. I knew a bit of mimicry. So I just tried on stage, and obviously the people over there, and I mimicked my professors, obviously. And so everybody clapped, they enjoyed. So I thought, well, I got some talent. So people are like clapping and they are enjoying. So I should continue this. And so from there it started, sir. Then everything was an try, let me try. If it works, I'll continue. Else I'll fall back on engineering. And then I did my MBA also. Then I go for work. I don't know what work I'll get because I was very bad in programming and all. I used to get help my friends to clear the, what to say, that exams. See, that itself gone.
Yeah.
Practical. Okay. I was not that practical that time. So everything was a try, sir. I was not very confident about anything at all because I am always a very inferior person. Because why to try this? What if people make fun? Then suddenly one day it clicked. So I tried stand-up comedy. With that I entered Vijay TV's stand-up comedy show. There it clicked. Then I tried small roles in cinema. There it clicked, I think. Then it became like to a hero journey, I think. So when I see this, when I saw the big screen that AV they presented, it was like very nostalgic and very special also, sir.
I know. Siva, you've been extremely humble, and thank you for that. And I think it is not easy when people of your stature at this point in time. Not many people are as humble as you are. And look, you've really reinvented yourself. And I really like the way you said, none of this is planned. And most of us think that planning is important. I think planning is very important. But then not everything happens as per the plan. And the ability for people to change the plan as they go with, capture the opportunity as it comes along, and then really reinvent yourself, which is exactly what you did. But let me just switch gears a little bit. And I want to understand a little bit more about your movies and stories and how do you really look at them. I know you made ton of movies, and then I know there are a lot of blockbusters like Edir Neechal, and of course, very recently, Amaran, and they all had a fabulous storyline, but they also had a little bit of a typical storyline. So do you worry about typecasting yourself into, இந்த மாதிரி படம் தான் பண்ணுவேன், இந்த மாதிரி படம் தான் பண்ணுவேன், அந்த மாதிரி specific, sorry if I can, how many people do not understand Tamil in the room? Not the, oh my goodness, there are so many. Okay, then we will translate every time we speak in Tamil, okay? But I'm going to talk a little bit in Tamil, if it's okay, even though it's not my mother tongue, I speak this language the best, so I'm going to talk a little bit in Tamil. So, do you get worried about getting typecasted into a certain role, certain type of storyline? இந்த மாதிரி படம் தான் பண்ணுவாரு அப்படின்னு, do you worry about it, Shiva?
Hey, sir, initially it was there. It was there. Like, see, every success will be criticized. That's there. That's part of our society system, I think. You be in any industry, any field, your success will be criticized or it will be questioned. That will disturb us. So we'll have that self doubts. And initially, I started as a stand-up comedian, and I thought like I want to make people laugh. I want to entertain them, and I chose scripts and films only based on that. And I was not a trained actor also. So I wanted to explore myself slowly, and suddenly I got a big opportunity, and I want to sustain in this field. There are so many pressure, and at my home they were not okay with me getting into media, so they want me to like go finish your MBA and get on to work. Like my brothers, they were all in various companies, Infosys, and everywhere they were, and so they wanted me to be like them because they were all well settled. They are settled, they did all those works because they studied well in engineering college. So I don't know how to explain that to my mom also, but she was typical mom who says like, cinema industry is not for us, we don't have anyone there. So what you will do there, and there is no like, we don't have a concrete job or salary there. So it's every day is risky. And so initially I had all the pressures, but the one thing was like, I want to entertain audience. I want to entertain. Whatever the role comes in, whatever the film I get, whatever the opportunity I get, I want to entertain the audience. But after a few films got succeeded, people started questioning it. Oh, he can do only this.
Correct.
Sometimes I thought like, no, we shouldn't get disturbed with that. Then suddenly it will disturb us. That time, this social media was like booming. This Twitter and everything was. So people used to comment. We don't know who is commenting on it, but with the comment, we'll get disturbed. Then I realized later that just stay away from that. You stick on to the instinct. So I was initially very confused when people started saying like, I'm doing a similar kind of role. Then I thought like, why should I am trying the same thing? Let me explore myself in trying different things which I wasn't sure about it.
Correct.
Let me focus on a different script. Let me take over it and then try it. And with the director's support, with a good team, we can explore it. That's later. That's how films like Doctor, Maviran, Ayalan, Amaran came in. So that pressure is there. But finally, now I have understood like, whatever you feel like and whatever you feel your gut feel says like this will resonate with the audience, they will love it, you just try it.
Perfect. No, I think it's great that you've been able to transition across multiple genres of within some of the movies, and I know that you're also being now approached by folks. What we say is the north of the Vindhyas in some sense, to do some more interesting work, not just in Tamil Nadu but pan India. But let me ask you this. I think Shiva, this is what we call a people summit, right? So people are here, from all walks of life, people leaders. There are CHROs in the room, So we thought maybe it's a good idea for us to understand your people side of things. என்ன சொல்றேன்னா, இப்போ you work with so many people. When making a movie it takes a village to put a movie together, right? I mean, so many people are working in your cast, so many people are working, the lightsmen, and there are people who are running around, all of that. So all of that has to come together to make a movie, and then to produce it. So you probably get into it even more in many ways rather than even just being an actor. So I think I just want to understand, when you deal with so many different categories of people, there are actors, there are producers, there are directors, and then of course, there are a lot of people, all the way to people who are actually probably, doing something very, very mechanical and in some sense. So how do you, when you are in a set, especially when you produce a movie, how do you take them all along? Because for a success of a movie, while what people see are the actors on the screen, it takes a village to put a movie together. So, how do you get all of them together to be with you in the journey to making a film?
So purely cinema's teamwork, like every other industry. And my success, I cannot claim like I have done it. We have done it.
Correct.
So that's how every film is. If we take Amaran as an example, we were 350 people worked there in Kashmir for the film for 3 months. They all left their family and came, and we shot in all the places in and around Kashmir. Very nice places, very sensitive places. But when we are somewhere away from our home, that ecosystem that matters most, sir. Like 3 months away from home, not getting the regular food you used to have, and most of the time when you are at work, your network will not be reachable. So very late night they will call their family, and so my first priority, because everything revolves around a hero in the film, from the budget to dates to everything. So my basic thing is, whatever the pressure is, I should not add any more pressure in the team. So I always feel my team should be very, very comfortable and happy, because every day the work will be tough, especially for the light officers or for the art department. They have to carry loads and loads of weights and move here and there. And especially in a terrain like Kashmir, it will be very cold. But my idea is to be, everybody should be safe. They should not feel the pressure. They should enjoy the work. So that I make sure, either even if I produce or if I act in my film, that should be there, sir. Because at the end of the day, when they go back home and when their kids ask them where you went, I went for a shoot. Who was the hero? And they'll say SivaKarthikeyan was the hero. How was the shoot? What he did? They should say like, yeah, it was fine. I enjoyed working with him. That is the biggest compliment. That's what I feel. Later only the film success comes in.
Give it up.
So I make sure that happens in my production, and the basic needs should be proper, sir. Like women's safety taken care. Everyone from the topmost technician to everyone, they get good food. So this we have to make sure. I think I try to make sure. So somehow it works.
Something what you said, Shiva, resonates very well with our own industry. You said as a hero, or in the context of a company, maybe as a CEO. What you don't want to do is put additional pressure on the team. But oftentimes some of us don't really follow that. But in our industry, we call it psychological safety. I'm sure most people have seen that. The ability for the team to be the best version of themselves. How can they be the best version of themselves? So that's exactly what you did with
Listen,
your
an
team.
understanding, like everyone will not be to their mark.
Correct.
First, we should understand that.
Correct.
They are also trying hard. They are also giving their best. They also have their own dreams. It's a collective effort. If one fails, others should do extra thing and make it equal. Then finally we'll enjoy the success together. Anyway, first, if a film does well, the first who receives that is a hero. If the film doesn't do well also, first get affected is also the hero. But in the shooting spot, this pressure is not there. That work time, and for me, every time when I approach a scene, sir, I used to think like, this is the only time I'm going to do this scene. So tomorrow I'll be doing something else. So let me give my best. Let me enjoy this scene. Let me enjoy this day's work. So like that, my shooting experience goes. I think that helps others also to enjoy the work, I think.
No, I as I mentioned, when we see you on the screen, we know that you enjoy doing what you do. I think you're really into it. Some people are sort of acting, but this is for you. It's your life. Sort of you put it in front of the the screen. So I think you that makes a huge difference when what comes across in some sense. But Siva, if you look at you talked about the people side, and there is so much has been written about your people side, or how you as not as an actor. Now we switch gears and say you as a human being, you as Siva. I know you had a lot of reverence for your dad. Unfortunately, passed away, and then you learned a lot from him. Now you are a dad, and you are a dad of 3 wonderful children. One daughter. Can you just wave your hands? His daughter is here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them a big round of applause. She's awesome. She's awesome, right? And you also have 2 wonderful sons. So as a father of these 3 children, and all of us go through this in corporate life, be it in a company or wherever we work. We used to call it work-life balance at one point in time. Then, later on, some of us came and said, no, it's not work-life balance anymore. It's work-life integration, we said. Yeah? So it means, how do you integrate work and life together and then make sure that you're able to weave it through beautifully so that you don't have to worry about when you're working, when you're living, then, kind of make it through. So in your life, you got such this fabulous opportunity to do so many things. You travel, you're not at home. As you said, you've been working for months together in a different location. When you do all of that, how do you manage to be, I'm so glad that you were able to bring your daughter. I'm so happy. But, how do you make sure that your work-life balance or work-life integration, when you do things like normal people, how do you really go about balancing out these 2?
Actually, I have one daughter and two sons. I always play with them because everything my wife, she takes care. I know she goes through the real pain, I think. We always like, hi, how are you? Like, Papa, come here, Tambi, come here. So
So
I
you have
was
all the
kind
best
of.
part and you give all the worst part to her. That's what it is.
That's how it goes because I'm not a very strict father also, but sometimes the mother says like, you know, if your dad knows about this, then you are done. Now, like my daughter was like a bit scared of me before. Now she understood he is not going to do anything. So I brought her here because I wanted her to experience this,
Yes.
and I want her to um, become like one of you. Like how much. And she also always says like, Appa, girl power, girl power. She always says like, the girl power is like really getting into this kind of world and working and taking upon these challenges and fighting hard and winning big. There are so many ladies here, and I want her to get inspired from all of you. Same way. Same way, I have a boy. He's the second kid, and he's going to be 4 years old this month. And another one is 1 year. He just completed 1 year.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So India's population, I am a big contributor. Yeah. It's good to be there with them, sir. When all three are there, they'll be fighting, they'll be playing, but everything what we have, the stress and the tension, what we had in the shoot, all like I'll be drained out when I come inside the home, but they'll be playing around. That is done. Everything goes off. They are the real stress buster for me. And I think now I'm trying to become a friend with Aradhana, my daughter. She's going to be 12. Now I'm trying to change to that mode. That is very difficult. Sometimes we behave as a proper, regular father, but they need that. Like they want us, the parents, to be real friends. I'm trying to do that. Work-life balance. For me, sir, in my industry, we work continuously for 3 months or 2 months. Suddenly, we get 1 month off. We don't know which is Sunday, which is Monday. If we have shoot, that is Monday for us. If we don't have shoot, then that is Sunday for us. That's how it works. So suddenly we get 15 days off. I'll be at home completely, and maximum I try to go with them. Now I get some time to spend with them. Initially, when I was in television, I couldn't, sir. It was very, very tough. And when I was in the beginning stage, I had to finish one film, go travel here and there, so many events, and that was tough. Now I am spending more time, and I always feel the love I get from them is real. Uh, More than the success, I believe, which I get from the movie success. I don't know whether it is real or like it's an illusion. But the love I get from them is real. I want that real thing to
Oh,
be.
that's so sweet of you. So sweet of you. You know, when you said that, something crossed my mind, and I will ask you that question. Um, you know, you're one of the most recognizable face in India, certainly in Tamil Nadu. That being the case, even some of us, you know, much smaller recognition than, you know, when you go to a mall and there are 15 people there, and then after them recognize you, you don't feel very good about it. You're okay that, you know, that recognizing you, but in your case, you can't even step out. I mean, you know, you go out, you can't go to the street, you can't go to a mall, you can't go to a shop, you can't go to a tea shop. I remember, how do you deal with some of the small pleasures which all of us were craving for? For example, நான் வந்து அப்படி ரோட்டில் நடந்து போனால், ஐம் ஜஸ்ட் சேயிங் இன் தமிழ் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அண்ட் ஐ ட்ரான்ஸ்லேட், ஒரு டீ கடையிலேருந்து ஒரு டீ சாப்பிட்றது எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். போன முடிய மாட்டேங்குது அது மாதிரிலாம். இப்போ நீங்கள் அது சான்ஸே இல்லை. உங்கள் டீ கடையெல்லாம் போனால் there'll be mob all around you. So I'm saying that, you know, you know, people always have these small desires. You know, you go to a corner side tea shop and have a cup of coffee or whatever, or tea. Sorry, tea shop doesn't serve coffee, so tea. So, but I'm saying you will never be able to do that because of the fact that you're going to get mobbed. So, is that a boon or a bane? In the sense, you know, in some sense, you want to be famous, you want to be known everywhere. At the same time, losing this privacy that everybody recognizes you, you can't do anything normal people do. It's also a bit of a constraint for mostly the, you know, stars like you. How do you balance out these two? I mean, do you worry about the fact that you don't want everybody to be watching your family, you want to be watching you constantly? So, how do you balance out these two?
Sir, I don't think like I never complained about it because I want like people to recognize me wherever I go. That's what I craved for. Um, I still remember when I did my first television show, first stand-up comedy show, and it got telecasted. And the next day, I went on to the roads and I was checking like how many of them recognized me. And I was like, I still, when I came to, when I was in Vijay TV, when I started, after the first year, I go to the city center mall and I check how many people recognize. Today, 4 people recognized me. Today, 10 people. So when I went to a college, everybody clapped for me. So I always craved for, otherwise I wouldn't have been in this industry.
Correct.
I know balancing this is a bit tough. When sometimes when we go for holiday with the family, I have to give attention to them also. Then I have to take care of the kids and family also. That alone it will be tough. But I never complain, sir, because people. The 10 seconds, no, sir. The 10 seconds, if I give them a selfie or the first reaction of them, that will be so pure. That is priceless, sir. Their eyes will twinkle. So the kids will go for joy. Some kids, they'll get shocked. Few get panicked because they don't know how this guy, he was in television. How is he coming in real?
Correct.
So they'll go hide behind the band. So all these small gestures, no, sir, that really makes me enjoy that moment, sir. Okay, I'm in the right industry. I'm doing the right thing. I'm giving so much of happiness to them. And now, especially after Amaran, wherever now officers are there, they are coming to me and they are speaking to me like, you have done a great job. The first thing is like, I am in army for the past 15, 20 years. After watching Amaran only, my wife has understood what we go through.
Oh.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So if I don't spend these 10 seconds with them, this is the real success of the film, I see. And I still go to all the places, sir, wherever I want to go. I'll tell them like, once I finish everything, even if I go to a restaurant, I'll finish everything. Last 5 minutes for you. Let's take photographs. So my work is also done. Their job is also done.
Fantastic.
It's a win-win
You figured out.
situation. Win-win
You cracked the
situation.
code.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You cracked the code.
So I never complain about it, sir. I want like wherever I go. Now I'm like craving for like, now it's happening in Tamil Nadu. It's happening in Bengaluru and it's happening in Kerala. I want this to happen everywhere where I go. I want to reach that level.
Absolutely.
And I will work for it, sir.
Siva, next time you're going to do this in Delhi. So you're going to be coming to Delhi with us, yeah? So, you mentioned Amaran and then the fact that now people are able to recognize, the fact that the army officers you mentioned, that they kind of have a better recognition from their families into what they do. Have you ever dreamt of being an army officer yourself? I mean, in real life, like, it's a real story, so we don't want the same ending and all of that. But I'm saying, have you thought of being an army officer yourself?
No, sir. Actually, I wanted to become an IPS officer because my dad was a police officer.
Correct. Yeah.
He was a superintendent of prisons. He was into prison department, jail department. But I used to see him with the uniform, the gun, the parade, the salute. So he'll be like a hero always. Whenever he goes out for work or comes back with the uniform and with like guards and security. So I wanted to become an IPS officer, but unfortunately, like my dad passed away when he was at work. I was 17 that time, so mom said no. I'm not sending any more person from the family to the police department. So you just finish your engineering and work. So then the path changed. But army officer, like I think no, sir. I don't know. Especially after doing the film, no. It's really, really tough, sir. Their job is like extremely tough. It's not easy to it's not easy to dream also.
Correct. Yeah. No, talking about guns, and I think you mentioned that, you always seen him with the gun. And there was I do not know which movie that was, but I thought there was a movie where actor Vijay handed over a gun to you, and then there's a lot of speculation around, right? Guys, you all wanted to ask that question, right? And I wasn't going to, but I'm going to ask you anyway. So what does that signify? And they're giving over a gun to you. Do you read anything more than what we should be reading?
No, sir. This becomes a very. I enjoyed that scene when it
Okay.
happened, and I enjoy that when it comes on screen. But it becomes a very tricky question when it comes to answer, because I cannot easily say, yeah, from now on, like I'm going to like take over his legacy and I'm going to continue. It's tough. That 30 plus years, what Vijay sir has done, entertain the people, that can't be replaced. No one can easily come and say, from now on. But from there, I see one point alone. Like Vijay sir, he has been in this industry for 30 plus years,
Right.
and he has seen my work also for the past 10 13 years. So I thought it's an appreciation from him, like,
Correct.
boy, you are doing really well. And he's like saying, do well, continue this.
Wonderful. Well, let's
So-
give a big round of applause, guys. We got the answer. I got the answer. I don't know how many of you got, but I got the answer. But anyway.
So that's how I see it, sir.
Excellent,
It's
excellent.
better to say it that way.
Of course, of course. You have a lot of strong opinions you've expressed in the past around how the quality of movies should be and all of that. So there used to be this debate saying old movies versus new movies. பழைய புயலாம் படம்லாம் நல்ல படமா புது படம் நல்ல படமா அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு while there are certain good things about old movies in terms of the storyline in the songs etc., there's also a lot more different about the new movies. Do you have an opinion, what is that the new movie world is learning from the old movies and vice versa?
Old movies, like I think the core emotions were very strong in the old movies, sir.
Correct.
I think the filmmaking wise, it can be presented in a different way now, but how they wrote the characters and the basic plot and the core emotions, that was very, very strong in old movies. That's what I feel. Because and we cannot compare also. The problem is, like, when I was a kid, we used to watch only successful films.
Correct.
If the film runs really well, our family takes us to theater. So with that alone, we cannot compare. But I feel from old movies, we should learn that. From the old directors, writers, I think we should...
Totally,
yes,
totally,
yes.
totally
That,
learn
that
from
attribute we
someone.
should learn, I think, sir.
I know we have lots of questions from the audience, but I want to be careful that we're not flooding you with too many questions. But maybe we'll take one or two max. How much time do we have, Justin? Do you know? Somebody can give me.
Yeah, and I hope
Okay.
the question will not be about any technology.
5 minutes.
Okay.
So let's start. Yeah, no technology questions, by the way. Let me start with
Not about technology, no, sir.
not about technology.
Not about technology,
ஐயோ.
because
Sir,
basically I'm a
நாங்க
computer engineer, so
ரெண்டு
please.
நாளா டெக்னாலஜி பத்தி பேசிட்டு இருக்கோம். Okay, நேத்துல இருந்து. So we don't want technology, but we'll start with Mike Murli one, and then this lady there. Two questions only, please. Yeah, you got. Quicker, crispa சொல்லுங்க சார். Yeah, right. One more. Okay, 3.
பிரதர் துப்பாக்கியை பிடிச்சிட்டீங்க, கங்க்ராச்சுலேஷன்ஸ். பட் அது
Thank you.
இது வந்து டைரக்டா உங்க சிலபஸ்ல இருக்க ஒரு கொஸ்டின். மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் பத்தி ஈஸியா அவங்க கிட்ட கொஸ்டின் கேட்டு ராஜேஷ் did a fab job. I want to ask a question about one of your movies. அமரன்ல நீங்க கிரியேட் பண்ண அந்த ஒரு அச்சமில்லை சீன், அது ஒரு 30 செகண்ட்ஸ் எங்களுக்காக சொல்ல முடியுமா?
Wonderful, wonderful. Please. Yeah.
சேர்ந்து சொல்லலாமே எல்லாரும். It might be something magical.
Yeah, அப்படி இருந்தா எனக்கு இன்னும் ஈஸி.
நீங்க தான் லீடு கொடுக்கணும்.
Ready? 1,
நீங்க ஆரம்பிங்க.
2,
1 2 3. அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே, உச்சி மீது வானிலிருந்து வீழுகின்ற போதிலும் அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, this the lady there. Yeah. Can you give her a mic, please? Yeah.
Thank you, Shiva. After lunch, I took this seat because I wanted to be on the first row when you're here.
I told you, people have moved up their seats. Okay.
Oh,
but go
thank
ahead.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you so
yeah.
much.
Because your daughter is also here. I've observed something in your movies. The women characters have a very respectful and a strong role. So, have you done that very consciously, or it's just part of the ecosystem? Because a lot of movies we have, women are spoken down about, but your movies, I feel it's like that respect. Whether even if it is comedy, the respect is maintained. How do you do that? I think that's very interesting, which I observe, and I wanted to,
Oh, thank you for that, ma'am. It's a very big compliment for me and for the team and for the writers also. But I will not say, like, from the beginning itself I had this thought. No, I was also a very regular guy who thought, like, in films it can be like that. But I think we evolved with that by reading good things about that and correcting our mistakes from the past films. When people point that, initially it will be like very tough for us to accept. Then as years goes by, when we become, that happens when we become old, no? So I tend to like why it is like this, why it can't be like this. And now eventually, there are, we should credit the social media. Like now, every writer, when they touches their pen to write, they have all these responsibilities, I think. So that is becoming like, now it is a responsibility. It has become a responsibility. After like I came to know so many kids are watching the film, we tried to correct all the small mistakes. Oh, it shouldn't be like this. Oh, we made that in the film. I think this film is the right. I think we started off with Kana. I produced a film called Kana that was, I think, world's first film based on women cricket. So I produced that film. That film gave me very good appreciations. So that motivated me, and we try to continue that in all our movies. That's why Sai Pallavi's character Amaran was all the extension of what we did in Kana. So now this is again a medal for me, getting it from you. So I'll continue this in my films, definitely. I'll
Wonderful.
try that.
Before I come to the next question, thank you for the question. I want to say that one other thing which we want to explore was also the fact that, like most Indians, Shiva, you're also a big cricket fan, right? I mean, so you've
Yeah.
been a great fan. You're also a good player in cricket, and I don't know whether you would have made it to the Ranji Trophy on the Indian team if you had probably continued playing. Anyway, but I want to tell you, I
Trophy
want to ask
level
you-
and all, no,
Yeah.
sir. With
But-
tennis ball, sir.
Oh, with the
Our
tennis
cricket
ball.
is with
Oh,
tennis
okay.
ball.
About the
We have
Kashama.
our own rules and regulations.
But I want to ask you that what are the attributes? I'm going to read out some of the names in the cricket world. If you could tell me what is the value in a short form, the value or the attribute that you like about them, right? Very quickly. So first, Sachin Tendulkar.
Sachin Tendulkar. I am like very big fan of Sachin Tendulkar. Like everyone.
Yes, please.
Self-analysis. I think Sachin was more aware of his plus and minus and the grit he had. For example, we can take that Sydney 240 runs, that innings.
Correct.
He will not do that cover drive at all. Without the cover drive, he scored 240 runs because he was getting out trying to do the cover drive. So that was something amazing. Like for me personally, if I have to compare that with my films, I'll do that with Amaran. Amaran was not in my zone, but I wanted to try it out. So these inspirations, like from a big person, like that makes us take these decisions. Okay, you without your strength, you can try something. And you can, if you put the hard work on it, you can achieve. So that I learned from Sachin Tendulkar only.
What do you think of Tala, MS Dhoni?
MS Dhoni.
I'm sure there are Dhoni fans here as well. Yeah.
MS Dhoni, I feel like he's an amazing strategist. The way he handles his team. So the team, he picks his own team and he utilizes everyone
Correct.
to get the things done. So his strategy.
Leadership, captaincy, strategy.
Strategy.
Yeah. And the last one is Virat Kohli.
Virat Kohli. Aggression.
Aggression.
Because Virat Kohli is the reason like I started watching cricket again after Sachin retired. Because I thought after Sachin's retirement I will not watch cricket at all. Like no point in watching cricket.
And he brings in the passion as well, right?
That aggression, because there is one documentary, The Test, I think, Justin Langer will say, don't look into Virat Kohli's eyes. So in an Australian series, he is telling his teammate, don't look into Virat Kohli's
My
eyes.
God. Thank you for the
That
last
aggression-
question and we're going to move on. Yeah, quickly, sharp. Yeah.
வணக்கம் சிவா நீங்க நடிச்ச படத்திலேயே எந்த ஸ்கிரிப்ட் you will choose it for as a sequel part 2 part 2 which script you will choose out of your entire movie list, the one movie which you will choose for a part 2 as a sequel?
Oh, so for the rest of the folks who do not understand them, he's asking that what movie will he choose to do a sequel? That's the question.
Yeah. I'm scared of sequels actually, because it should be a very good script and that shouldn't spoil the first part success also. So yeah, I'm always scared of it, but I want to try Maviran's sequel. Because it was very unique script, so I want to try that. Maviran 2.
With that, Shiva, we can talk to you for the rest of the day, but I know that we're going to run out of time and you have a very busy schedule. You got to go for the shoot. He also does shooting in the night, by the way, so he just works day and night. So thank you so much for being here. I know we couldn't be more happy at this stage in the conference to having you here, Shiva. It's been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Really,
so much, sir. Before we wind up, like I wanted to congratulate you for becoming the president, sir.
Oh, thank you.
And congrats, like.
So this is happening in reverse. I thought I should be giving this to you.
Thank you everyone. I hope like I didn't bore you. Thank you so much. It was a very great experience for me. And sir, this is for you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time. I think we should give him a big round of applause.
A huge round of applause.
Thank
please.
you.